Bienvenida familia reggae lovers de México y el mundo entero. Continuamos en la sesión de aniversario, esta temporada de aniversario número 15 del Mundo Reggae Show con YEZA desde Jamaica, a.k.a. The Rebel Empress. Estoy contentísima de presentárselas. Bienvenida, welcome YEZA to this Double Trouble Monday of Mundo Reggae.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for making the time to connect
No
with Mexico.
problem. Big up all of Mexico and all the listeners, and Miss Lulu. Big up yourself. All of the Yachty them listening as well. Much love.
You go to everybody in Mexico, in Jamaica, and the whole corners of the world tuning in to Jessa's music. If you have listened before the Mundo Reggae, you know her music has been making noise. Si has escuchado antes el Mundo Reggae, sabes que su música ha estado haciendo ruido desde hace bastante tiempo. Así que todo un placer y honor. It's all a pleasure and an honor to have you representing the females around the world, the females around Jamaica, the Rebel Empress, making this new generation of reggae music going hard and harder.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be seen in that way, how you put it, the new generation of reggae. And I'm really honored to be on the among that audience or among that list, because it's really big things, I think, to be a pioneer in that regard. So I'm grateful.
We're grateful for you sharing your experience, your talents. Which part of Jamaica you were born?
So I am actually right where I was born. I was born in East Side Jamaica, which is Bull Bay, and it's in the parish of St. Andrew. So it's really just right outside Kingston. It's very close to Kingston. Everybody knows Kingston, so I can use that as a landmark. Yeah, so I was born there and grew up there as well.
Dice que está muy contenta de que la consideremos parte de esta revolucionaria nueva generación proveniente de Jamaica y representante de las mujeres alrededor del mundo en el movimiento reggae, nacida en St. Andrew, un barrio, digamos, muy cercano a Kingston, Jamaica, muy representativo de su isla, de su país. Ahí nació, ahí creció. How was your childhood, Jessa? I want to go back, way back to your childhood. I know you've been in this for a bit already, but I want to go back to your roots to know your experience as a child. We, as I was telling you earlier, this side of the world, we most of the times assume that reggae music will be part, like by default, of a Jamaican, but times have changed, and I know there's plenty music sounding in Jamaica, plenty styles. What was your influence and your memories of music as a child?
Okay, great. So yeah, first I want to touch on the point that you've made, that not everyone is influenced by reggae music, but I think I would say we're all influenced by it, but it's just to some degree. Others are more influenced, and some are less influenced. And then I think the influence is going to be there because even if you're looking at the different kinds of music, it's like reggae is always going to be involved in some way, you know? But for me personally, I was very much impacted by reggae music growing up. And I think that was because of the sound system culture. The sound system culture was very big in my area. So you had sound systems such as Black Power Sound, and that was like a big sound system. So whenever they came out and was playing on the streets, they would have big parties or big celebrations, like maybe a Christmas or New Year. They would come out and have massive parties, and just being influenced by that was very, very monumental, because it was through these sound systems that I started to become exposed to the roots music, reggae music, also dancehall music, and just different kinds of music that I wouldn't really hear anywhere else apart from listening to some of the stuff that my mom or dad were, playing at the time. So yeah, I would say it was a big part of my life growing up because of the sound system culture. So I started to appreciate it.
Dice que en efecto no todo el mundo está realmente el 100% influenciado por reggae music en Jamaica, aunque quieran o no quieran, es parte de alrededor del ámbito, pero realmente ella sí estuvo muy influenciada por la música reggae, especialmente por la cultura sound system. Recuerda desde chiquitita ver a Black Power Sound y dice que cada que se ponía el sound afuera era una fiesta y su influencia con el sound system fue monumental para desarrollar, vaya, su gusto musical, pese a lo que tocara su mamá o su papá. What kind of music were your mom and dad playing around you when you were a kid?
Okay, so they usually played a variety of music. I think they kind of played music kind of like how the normal DJ selectors would play music. So they would play the reggae music first, and then because that was considered to be the slower kind of music, the more the one drop and the bass, and then that's kind of the thing that they use to break the ice, so to speak. It's like an icebreaker, and then they get into like soul or R&B, and then they transition into dancehall. So I think growing up, I used to hear a mixture. So I would hear reggae music sometimes from mom and dad, and even I have a stepmom. She exposed me to a lot of music as well, and then I would hear a lot of stuff from America as well. So I would hear Anita Baker. I would hear just a lot of the singers in like Isley Brothers and all of those soulful singers being played by dad and mom and stepmom. And then dancehall, I started to hear a lot of dancehall through stuff that my mom listened. So dad never used to listen to a lot of dancehall. I think my mom was more the Sean Paul fan. I think mommy was a big Sean Paul fan, and all of the other stuff like the little dancing, dancehall songs, you kind of whine, as would I say. I heard those from mom and probably some other, friends or family friends, stuff like that.
Tuvo una doble influencia por parte de su mamá y de la esposa de su papá. Dice que también le enseñó muchísima música. En las fiestas escuchaba o recuerda haber escuchado como el rompehielo siempre el inicio con el reggae. Después tocarían un poquito de soul, de R&B, se pasarían al dancehall. Recuerda a su mamá como una fan de Sean Paul, como acá tu servidora, pero desde Anita Baker hasta Sean Paul había una gran diferencia de estilos que le fueron influenciando. I'm a big fan of Sean Paul, not only of him as artist, but of the impact that he created. That was one of the artists between him and Shaggy that make me discover old school kind of reggae back in Mexico. I remember my dad telling me, those are old tunes. I was, no, dad, those are fresh tunes. So big up to Sean Paul and all the people that keep bringing the culture from
Yeah.
roots and those times and to make it a
Hmm.
fresh style. So that was your
Yeah.
influence, Jessa. That was your surroundings about music between the sound system, soul, R&B, and more, and how the love for music and for being a singer started developing and discovering between yourself.
Okay, so the love for music kind of just came about from that same kind of sound system era, and also from listening to music that was in the house, and music that I found just stumbled upon because I was a very curious kid. So listening to the sound system or being a part of the party, for me it was just it's a real symbol of home. It's a symbol of home, it's a symbol of peace, it's a symbol of my upbringing. So whenever I see a sound system, it takes me back to that place. So it really kind of just represent for me something that's always a part of me. It's kind of like if you grew up in the country, whenever you see the mountain, maybe it takes you back to a place of serenity and peace because you remember that. It's the same thing for me with the sound system. It's just a symbol that represents uh, just the vibes and the happy moments, the celebration that was in my life. And so automatically, just the music that's associated with the sound system, I started to love it more and more because of this feeling that it always kind of evoked within me. But later down, I actually started to appreciate the music itself a lot more. Um, and I think that stemmed from me being exposed to these songs over and over again in the parties and over again in the dance hall. So yeah, I think that's where it started really. And as I said, being very curious, I would sometimes search my parents' archives and I would find albums. So I can, for example, recall when I was with my dad and my stepmom, I would search their collection and I would find Destiny's Child CDs, Anita Baker CDs. I would find some stuff from Ray Darwin. I would find some stuff from the Gladiators, some old classic music, um, even Bob Andy and stuff like that. And yeah, they were massive, massive songs, and I fell in love with them by just listening and trying to find my best song on the album or the best song for me on the album. So that was something I used to do as well.
Dice que solía escarbar en la colección de su mamá, de su madrastra, y recuerda encontrar discos en CD de Anita Baker, de Bob Andy, de Gladiators y más artistas que está nombrando, y buscar su canción favorita de esos álbums. Así fue que empezó a apreciar un poco más después de haber estado influenciada por el sound system y toda la cultura musical en su casa. Para ella el sound system, dice, es un símbolo del hogar, así como si uno crece en el rancho y las montañas le recuerdan esa paz y serenidad del hogar. Para ella estar en el sound system arena es eso, es estar en su hogar y pues debido a la gran exposición que tuvo a esto, pues fue cada vez conforme fue creciendo apreciando más la música. Do you remember the first time that you think or it passed to your mind, I want to do this, I want to have a CD, I want to have a recording tune, I want to be a singer? How was that moment for
Yeah,
you?
yeah, I remember I was a teenager. I was probably I was probably like 13 or something like that. Actually, I was probably like 12 or 13. And it was because it was the moment happened actually when I saw, I think it was a concert. Um, so I saw a concert where I think it was Destiny's Child performing, and the concert was just so massive, magical, and they were all there singing, and just the lights and the dancing, and the audience was just like really into it. And yeah, I was like, wow, I'm a girl. I think I can dance. I think I can sing. So why can't I do that? So it was kind of like that moment. And then I started to sing more and I revisited some of the songs that I used to hear and started to sing them and write and it was from there. It was from that moment.
Starting to have fun with music. Recuerda muy claramente, dice, ese momento en el que por primera vez le pasó por su cabeza que ella quería tener un sencillo musical, que ella quería tener un álbum, fue viendo un performance de Destiny's Child, recuerda la audiencia, recuerda los movimientos de baile, recuerda el impacto que creó y cómo pasó por su cabeza el decir, yo soy una mujer también, yo puedo bailar, yo puedo cantar, y de ahí empezó prácticamente a practicar las canciones favoritas, a ir a buscar el repertorio Destiny's Child, una gran influencia para muchos. De ahí, pues sabemos que viene la gran Beyoncé y de ahí también fue la influencia para muchas mujeres alrededor del mundo. 13 years old, 13 años tenía, entre 12 y 13 años. And you went to school, you keep thinking on doing music. Did it pass to your mind to go in professional since that moment? Or how do you decide to to turn into YEZA?
Okay, so it took me a long while. So, you know, like in just making this point too, I encourage anyone to not give up on your dreams, even if you think, okay, it's probably it's late. It's never too late because it took me a while. I went to college. I did the whole 360 before I decided that I was going to pursue music. So I went through years of school, and I think what was happening is I started to sing sometimes, and then people would hear me, and then they would say, okay, can you sing at the graduation? So I actually sang at probably three of my high school graduation ceremonies. I was a lead singer. And, you know, all of these things, when they add up, it kind of just made me realize that maybe this is something that I could do. But I wasn't brave enough yet. So I went through high school and then I went through college and still I didn't do it. But I was doing a little bit of backup singing while I was in college for a band. And it was just really random. They said, okay, can you come just do some singing? We're looking for some backup singers. They didn't even know that I could sing. And I said, oh, I want to come because, you know, I was still trying to keep close to music. And I did that for them. And until being with them made me realize that I didn't really want to be a backup singer. I really wanted to do my own music. And I think that was very, very important for me. And so by the time I was leaving college, I made up my mind that, okay, yeah, I need to, if I don't pursue my own career, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. And I didn't want to have that feeling of regret. So as soon as I left, I sat in my room and then I just started to say, okay, what do you do next? And I called my dad and he said, I will help you. So I just said, okay, I'm going to do it now.
Great. Dice que quiere
Yeah.
tomarse el tiempo de invitarte a no renunciar a tus sueños. A ella le tomó muchos años el enfrentar y el tener el valor de decir, ok, quiero ser cantante. Fue a la universidad y pasó por muchos años de escuela para al final de cuentas decir, ¿sabes qué? Si no hago esto, si no me atrevo a perseguir mi sueño, me voy a arrepentir por el resto de mi vida. Siguió practicando su canto, sabía que quería cantar, que le gustaba, recuerda haber participado en 3 graduaciones de su mientras estuvo en la preparatoria como cantante principal en los eventos de graduación, incluso cuando estaba en la universidad hizo un poquito de backing vocals para alguna banda y precisamente ahí se da cuenta que quiere perseguir esto en la música y que no quiere ser nada más una corista detrás de un cantante principal. You discovered through your experience doing the backing vocals that you want to be the front line woman, that you want to be the Empress representing more women's. What kind of band was this? It was a reggae band.
Yeah, it was a reggae band. At the time they were called Copper Belly. And actually I saw the lead guy for the band when I went to an event the other day called Dubmatic that is in Kingston. I saw him and he said, you know, I love the works. He said he loved the works that I'm doing. So I say, oh, give thanks. But I don't know, I'm not sure if they're still doing music. I haven't really heard of them, but yeah, it was really good to see them and to see him, I should say. So yeah, really and truly, that experience made me realize that no, I really didn't. This backup singing thing was not gonna work out for me. I wanted to say something with my own voice, and I wanted to spread my own message to the people, and to to kind of be that kind of instrument.
Great instrument, the voice of YEZA. Dice que efectivamente fue esa la experiencia que le dio el coraje de decir, yo voy a ser cantante y justo hace unos días fue un evento llamado Dogmatic que se realiza en Kingston y se encontró con el vocalista de esa banda, era una banda de reggae y el man le dio sus vigos respectivos, le dijo, me gusta el trabajo que estás haciendo. So after you decide that you want to be a lead singer, what was your first chance to record, to create a self-written song? Because you're not only a singer, you are a songwriter. You write your songs, and you're
Yeah,
working in plenty music. There's plenty music out already that we can enjoy by your voice, wonderful voice. What was
thank
the
you.
first chance that you had to record?
So the first chance that I got after I decided that I was gonna take it seriously was it's so funny. It was by a studio. I think the studio is located near to the National Stadium. It was my manager's friend. Um, he had a studio set up, and they said, "Okay, I've written some songs on some old school rhythms," and they said, "Okay, let's just voice these songs so that you have something to sing when you go to try and get some gigs." And so I said, okay. So I wrote for probably 4 songs. And then we went to the studio and we did all the 4 songs. Everything is Irie, which is my first release, was one of those 4 songs that I wrote the first. Yeah. And so we recorded all of them in one take.
Nice.
That's the first.
So real talent, proving yourself from day one in the studio, huh?
They were not, all of them were not good.
Well, everything is Iris is really nice to me, in my opinion.
Thank you.
And
So what happened is we re-recorded that one
okay,
when we found out that we could actually work with the real producer. Yeah. So Calibud, Bobby Digital, they had a copy, and so we could legally use it, and so we went there and then we did it, and he approved of it, and so we did it. So that was really good.
nice. Big up Calibot, the son of
Yeah.
Bobby Digital, rest in peace, Bobby. Dice,
Yeah.
recuerda con mucha gracia la primera vez que fue a un estudio, dice, habían conocido de su manager que tenía un estudio alrededor del Estadio Nacional en Kingston y fue y le dijeron, pues hay unos readings de fundación que tenemos por aquí, escribió ella alrededor de 4 canciones y lo recuerda con gracia porque dice, no todas eran buenas. Everything is Irie, uno de los tunes que ha sonado en el mundo reggae bastante, dice, es uno de esos tunes que escribió para su primera sesión y la idea de grabar esos 4 tunes era más bien para tener, como quien dice, una carta de presentación para cuando fuera y tuviera algunas tocadas y tuviera un repertorio que tocar. De ahí dice, después volvió a grabar Everything is Irie, no es la primera grabación de la canción, pero ese día grabó de una sola toma los 4 tunes de los rhythms que le presentaron. Y después, gracias a Calibot, hijo de Bobby Digital, tuvo los derechos legales de grabar sobre ese rhythm de fundación, que lo tienes que ubicar seguramente, si no es por el sello, la casa de su padre, por los trabajos que te presenté recientemente con JQ también de Jamaica. Jessa, you started recording after you give a second chance to record Everything is Irie. It was released. What were you thinking in that moment, the day of the release of Everything is Irie, when you were linking with Digital B, the legendary studio in Jamaica?
Yeah, it was like, wow, I've just started and I can't believe I'm already, in touch with these great people. It's like, wow. It was overwhelming because I just couldn't believe that just by making up my mind and doing this, that all these things would just eventually come my way. So it was very, very overwhelming in a very good way. Um, and I was just really, I was ready. I was ready for the next thing. I was ready for the music video. I was ready for everything that was coming. I was a little naive though, because at that time I didn't know about the industry. And so it was ignorance, but it was blissful ignorance. So it's ignorant, but it felt good because I wasn't, when a child don't know that the stove is hot, they're still happy about being near the stove. You know what I mean? So I was very joyful.
Recuerda con mucho gusto saberse ahí, que solamente por tomar la decisión de hacerlo, todas las cosas empezaron a suceder una tras la otra. Dice, estaba un poco incrédula porque como un chamaco que se acerca a la estufa caliente no sabe que se va a quemar, pero pues estaba contenta de estar ahí. Dice, era la ignorancia de la industria musical en ese entonces, pero no lo veía tal cual, simplemente estaba disfrutando el momento. I'm sure there has been rough times in the music industry, and there's a good side, a bad side of it. What has been your experience with the industry? And from your experience, what would you recommend to new singers to start with and to manage themselves, to have a manager? What would be your experience and your recommendation about it?
Okay. So I think my experience has been it's been great, but it's also been some challenges as well. I think what I've identified over the years is just that there's just not enough structure, I think. And I think if we have more of a structure and more of a support for the arts in not just Jamaica, but everywhere else, then it can be a lot better. So I think that when you encourage something to grow, for example, if you get up every morning and you water your garden, then obviously it's going to be flourishing. But I think that in the industry, sometimes you have to kind of fight to get the water to feel nourished. You know what I mean? You have to really fight to get that water. So you'll find that a lot of people, if you're not mindful, will waste your time. So I've worked with producers in the past where there's one situation where I worked with a producer and I did a full collection, and then he it's so funny. He later decided that he was not going to be a producer anymore. He wanted to do sound system. And so my project was left in the cold. And then I had to start over from scratch. You know what I mean? And just things like that. It's like, you could have maybe communicated something better, or maybe we could have went into a legal agreement that bounded him to that, you know what I mean, instead of having him just change his mind after having invested so much of your time and energy. So it's just things like that. I think more structure is needed. And I think what I would say to the artists who want to come into music, mm, you need support, because right now I'm not a one-man show. I have a team, and we've been growing over the years. And I think right now we kind of have a good understanding of what needs to be done. And that's, I think, the reason why we're seeing more improvements from me. And we're gonna be doing better and bigger. So I think the support is definitely needed, and you need people who really believe in you. So my team, I can say that all of them, they believe in my talent, and I'm so grateful to have them. So yeah, it's really, support is necessary, and be headstrong. Know exactly what you want before you come into the industry, because you'll be pulled all over the place by different ideas and different people who think you should be this way or that way or that way. So
Big up to your team, indeed, to
big
start
ups to,
linking up this
yeah.
interview to making you every day bigger and bigger as an independent artist. Dice que como todo hay buenas y malas experiencias en la industria musical. Generalmente su experiencia ha sido buena hasta el momento, pero recomienda mucho como a los nuevos artistas saber lo que quieren hacer y saber que ningún hombre es una isla, No Man is an Island, necesitas apoyo, necesitas soporte. Ahora dice, tiene un equipo sólido y sabe perfectamente qué es lo que quiere y qué es lo que no quiere hacer también. Y antes de esto recuerda una experiencia que tuvo cuando fue a grabar toda una colección, me imagino que era un proyecto para un álbum con un productor que a la mera hora decidió que no quería ser un productor, quería ser un soundman, quería ser un sonidero y pues se quedó en el limbo este proyecto que al final de cuentas dice simplemente vas a invertir tu tiempo y desperdiciar tu tiempo si no te acercas a una persona sólida. Así que recomienda saber bien lo que quieres y recomienda irte con los profesionales para grabar. Big up to your team, as I said. The
Yes,
time
big up Travis, Davia, Antoinette.
So everything inside came out. There was a project in the limbo, Paris tunes coming out, and you have remix of your one of your tunes with Sisla. You have combination with Black Hero also for your area and people from your area. There's a tune that has really created an impact in my repertory, which is the Lioness Order reading Rebel Empress, which also gives you the AKA of the Rebel Empress. I want you to
Yeah,
tell me about the lyrics in this tune. It was a powerful reading by Oneness Records, how the link up came out and how you decided the topic for your tune was about being a rebel empress.
yeah. So I felt like I felt like the collaboration with the Queens was just something that I needed to I needed to bring out that energy some more from my end. So I learned that the Oneness Records, they're doing this massive thing and they wanted it all females. They wanted it to be the lioness them rollout, lioness order. So I said, okay, I have to represent for the lioness them. And I loved it. I loved the theme. When I heard about the concept, I loved it right away because I feel like, especially as women, we don't understand. A lot of women, I don't think we understand our power. Our power is not to be strong and robust physically like men. We have a different strength. Our strength is to play on the actual unseen world. So you're talking about emotions, you're talking about really just the power of persuasion, the power of feminine energy, all of those things. So I loved it. And I think the lyrics in the song was just me telling you that, you know, a rebel empress is somebody who understands her femininity. She's not trying to be strong in terms of how a man is strong. She's here to use her feminine energy to try and uplift the space and transform the space in ways that is needed from the feminine energy, which is the rebel empress, So for me personally, I like to balance a little bit of edge with a little bit of soft and even a little bit of sexy because I think it's okay. We are women and we're different in that way. It's not about being disrespectful to yourself. It's about embracing who you are in a very positive and constructive way.
Sé que desde que escuchó este proyecto del que le pregunto, tiene bastantes tunes fuera y tiene combinaciones que tocamos mucho con su tune que acaba de ser remezclado con Sisla, un tune con Black Hero y más, pero le comentó que hay un tune que ha creado mucho impacto en mis elecciones y es su canción sobre el Lioness or the Rhythm in the Oneness Record. Desde que escuchó el concepto de Rhythm, que Oneness Records estaba haciendo un proyecto que quería que fueran puras mujeres, le interesó mucho y le entusiasmó mucho al ser parte de esto, dándose cuenta que como mujer tenía esa misión pendiente de empoderar un poco más y ser parte de este empoderamiento de esta generación de mujeres en el reggae. Su canción se llama Rebel Empress, que es la emperatriz rebelde, y se trata, dice, de darnos cuenta que no tenemos el mismo poder que los hombres, como que hay que abrazar nuestra feminidad y no por eso, por ser sexys, vamos a faltarnos al respeto a nosotras mismas. Se trata del empoderamiento, de la rebeldía y de la feminidad de una misma, que hay que valorarla y hay que abrazarla y no tenemos que ser siempre la ruda o nada más para competir con los hombres, que es algo que sucede mucho en la escena, nos obliga prácticamente la industria para poder competir con un hombre, hacernos las rudas, como quien dice, pero pues su canción te invita a abrazar esa feminidad y al mismo tiempo a mantenerte fuerte y como roca en tu mensaje y en el avance que llevamos las mujeres en esta música. The revolution of women in the scene is coming harder and harder and harder. You are part of it. You were mentioning earlier, it means a lot
Yeah.
to you. And in these tunes, uh, your tunes, all the tunes, and your title as a Rebel Empress truly represents that empowerment that is coming from the women in the scene. What it means for you exactly, emotionally, to be part of this generation, and why do you sing the lyrics as you sing? You have power lyrics, not only everything is Irie, like there's a lot of rebel lyrics in your music.
Yeah. So how do I feel in terms of that? You're asking? So
Yeah.
it's basically, yeah, okay. Um, I think that it's really just my expression. I think I owe it to myself to express the things that are really on my heart. Um, and not only that, I think it's constructive energy as well. So as long as I think it's constructive, I think, it's good. So it's on my heart to say, and I think it's positive. So I think emotionally, I feel proud. I feel proud because I'm putting out myself. And not only that, I'm putting out myself and I'm putting out parts of me that I know, even if not now, will help the advancement of the mentality of people. So when I say make way for the rebel empress and militancy in excess and protect you from the system that's trying to break you down. Protect you from the old system where I broke you down. Then what you expect. It's just reassurance. It's telling you that yes, we are here and we're not going away. And we are the feminine energy. We're here for you guys. We're here to make our names clear and to help with the advancement and the upliftment of the people and the nations across the world. So I feel proud.
Se siente muy orgullosa de ser parte de esta generación de mujeres que vienen marcando el camino cada vez más fuerte que nunca. Para ella, dice, se lo debe a ella misma cantar lo que siente en su corazón. Y cuando habla de protegerte del sistema que te quiere corromper, cuando habla del exceso de militancia, cuando habla de ser una emperatriz rebelde, es nada más el reasegurarse a ella misma y reasegurarle a todos que estamos aquí, que no están yéndose a ningún lado, que esta generación de mujeres está simplemente todavía abriendo y tallando el camino para todas aquellas que vienen. If, do you have a favorite tune from your repertory that you think this is a tune that will represent me fully and all the women?
Hmm. Mm, I don't have a favorite song so far. Uh, no, I don't.
One
I
of one of
don't
your
have it.
one of your big tunes is has been remixed not only on music but on video too with one of the greatest from Jamaica, Sisla Kalonji. I want you to
Yeah.
tell us the story of that experience with Sisla.
Okay. So I think that was just so remarkable because I think that was kind of a manifestation. I'm such a huge Sizzler fan. And, you know, because I'm such a fan, I mentioned him in the original song, Glory. So the original song, I put that out before the remix, right? So in the original song, I said, "Lift the fire upon the streets, it's like a laundry," and that was really me just being genuine about what I was feeling. Sizzla Kalonji always brings the fire. He always bring the heat. And I felt like I needed to say that because the pandemic was there and getting everybody, sad and depressed. So I was trying to combat that energy. I was trying to step outside of that energy and embrace a new energy of just resilience. And I said that, and because I said that now, it created the anchor that would see him on the remix of the track. So when my co-manager Xavier, he actually knows him, and so he let him hear the song, and then he could hear that I called his name on the song. He was impressed and he liked the vibes of the song, and because of that, that's how the remix happened. So
Glory, uno de sus temas muy poderosos, dice, fue creado para, pues, glorificar a la gente, la vibra que se estaba viviendo en la pandemia, de que todo el mundo estábamos tristes, me incluyo en eso. Y en esa canción ella menciona que hay que encender el fuego por las calles como Sisla Kalonji, es la línea en la que incluye originalmente. Y dice, estaba siendo simplemente genuina, es una gran fan de Sisla Kalonji y su co-manager lo conoce, entonces después de que sale este tune, de que sale el video, en una convivencia con él, le pone la canción, Sis la escucha que lo menciona por ahí en una línea y se impresiona con el tune, le gusta y de ahí nace la idea de hacer un remix que también tiene un video oficial. You always look like a very strong woman in your look. You look feminine, but you also look like we can see and embrace the power from your presence. You have a presence in your videos. I haven't had the luck to see you live and direct. I hope we can link up live and direct soon.
yes, please have me over Mexico, please.
Yes, if it's not in
It's one of my
Mexico.
it's one of my bucket list destinations. Like I really want to come,
Great.
honestly.
It is in my bucket list right now because I am now a resident of Hawaii. I'm here. So either is Hawaii, either is Mexico. I really hope to that we can
Oh
live
yeah, you're
direct.
in Hawaii
Yeah,
right now?
I'm in Hawaii right now. You can see my color is changing right now because
Yeah, you have a glow. You do have a glow.
I'm pretty happy to be here. I'm pretty happy to keep my connection with my country. I was just out of there last year, but I know that many people in there loves your music. Many women in there love your music, and the men's too. You have a powerful presence, as I say.
Yeah.
Your voice is
Thank
speaking
you.
about subjects that not all women are singing, especially coming from Jamaica is truly about militancy. There's no excess of militancy because we really need that excess of militancy in the world, in society. From Glory to your remix with Sisla, just empowering yourself and empowering your music, respecting uh, the labor that you have been created. There's videos, there's tunes, there's Glory, and there's this new tune, Got African, that actually speaks out about history. One of the things I truly love of reggae music is the lessons that have given me and many people around the world of that part of the history that is not in the books, that part of the history that we don't learn in school. Please introduce to us
Yeah.
Got African. We've been enjoying and vibing that tune on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I really wanted to once again just speak on what's in my heart, and I always have something to say when it comes to the music, So I think I'm going to be here for a while, universe willing, long life and stuff. If, that's the case. And yeah, that's what I want to do with my entire career, is to just give messages. And God African is no different. It's really just me saying, okay, we need to, I need to, and I think by extension, everyone else should remember where we're coming from, and the fact that when I see the media nowadays, they try to put so much shame on Africa and just the influence of African culture all over the world, which is so much in reggae music, which is so much in hip hop, there's so much in R&B, in even Latin music all over the world. And I think it's about time that we start to recognize that and to respect it, and I think God African is saying that, yeah, Africa is the origin and we have to respect it and stop putting so much shame on the greatness of the culture, which is the backbone of my culture. Jamaican culture is the backbone of many cultures all over the world. So I just really wanted to represent, yeah, for the culture.
Siempre tiene algo que decir en la música, dice, y esta vez no fue la excepción. El mensaje que viene en God African viene de ver que en las redes sociales y toda la comercialización, generalmente hablando, tratan un poco de avergonzar, si no es que un mucho, el origen africano que viene no nada más en la música de todos, y quería ella reforzar este mensaje de estar orgulloso de la raíz africana que todos llevamos. La raíz de África ha influenciado no solamente en la música jamaiquina, la música en reggae, sino la música latina, el hip hop, el soul. Muchísimos géneros musicales han sido influenciados por esto, y pues ese es el mensaje, ¿no? No avergonzarnos, estar siempre orgullosos de nuestra raíz y de dónde viene el origen de la humanidad. God African is going crazy, is going mad around the world, getting
I'm so
stronger for us.
surprised. I'm so surprised at the response, honestly speaking.
Está muy sorprendida, dice, de la respuesta. I'm truly not surprised. I've seen you growing in the music. I've seen the changing and the evolution not only of your voice. You can write all kind of rhythms, all kind of styles of reggae music. Tell me about your vocal style. Do you think you developed this style? Because you not only sing, you have this rap kind of ragamuffin style of chanting the
Thank you.
truth.
Thank you. I think it's coming from my influence. It's like I was not. If you've noticed by me saying through the interview so far, like I have not been influenced by one set thing, and I think that's what comes out in my song. I think because of the different things that I've been influenced by, it's kind of created this new thing, and I don't really think about it too much. I just work with what feels right. And I think that's it. It's like I love I love to DJ because I listen to Sister Nancy and um yeah, and Sean Paul, as I said, and other phenomenal DJs like Bounty Killer and all of those people in the dancehall space. But at the same time, I love roots music because roots music for me is the culture. I love culture. I love my culture. So it's like I can't choose one. So I put them together. I put them together. I think that's myself.
Su estilo, dice, se ha desarrollado sin pensarlo, no lo piensa mucho, simplemente fluye con los rhythms. Yo le mencionaba que tiene el poder de montarse sobre diferentes estilos de rhythms, no solamente cantando, también con un estilo muy particular de, y muy empoderado, es muy fuerte, su voz es muy fuerte, es entre un rap, es entre un DJ, es entre un cantante. Dice que no la piensa mucho, simplemente para ella su cultura, la raíz de Jamaica es muy importante. Entonces, de todo lo que le ha influenciado, que no es una sola cosa, hasta como hemos visto en la entrevista, es hasta el momento. Está influenciado por cantantes de todo tipo, por la cultura en general de su área, y pues así como le gusta escuchar a Sister Nancy, a Bounty Killer, a Sean Paul y otros DJs de su área, trata simplemente de crear su propio estilo sin pensarla tal cual. Got African, going around radios, going around the world with a powerful message. It's gonna stay on promotion for several weeks, I'm sure, in rotation everywhere. And it's just like you, it's not going anywhere. You're just growing and growing in this music. What are your plans musically in the future, in the near future, especially?
Okay, so first of all, I plan to end the year very strong. So I'm looking to release probably about 2 to 3 more songs before the year is out. I want to end strong. Maybe two, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. But I'm working on the other songs as we speak. I'm not, there's no ease up. And so that's the first goal, to end the year on a high note and to give the people more of the music. And going into the following year now, I really want to put out the body of work. I really want to put out the body of work. And I've been working with RoryStonelove. So as you said before, I'm really eager. The album is now done. I'm really eager for us to go and to start to say, okay, what's gonna be the date? Because really that's all that we're waiting on. What's gonna be the date? What's the rollout plan? I'm looking forward to having all of that happen next year. So I'm working on it. We're working on it.
Planea cerrar el año muy, muy fuerte, dice. Estamos viviendo ya pasada la mitad de este 2022. YEZA no va a parar, no hay descanso, dice. Es algo que sigue continuando y mientras hablamos está preparando 3 sencillos más con los que planea cerrar el año. Antes de que finalice el año, vamos a tener 3 canciones nuevas más de YEZA, una probadita nada más, tanteando el terreno para lo que va a ser el 2023 en el año que planea sacar ya el trabajo en físico, dice, ponerle un cuerpo a su trabajo. Esto se viene con un álbum. Te comentaba yo en el mundo reggae que yo he estado por ahí pendiente de las publicaciones de RoryStonelove. Big up y salud para Don Rory, que ha estado trabajando el álbum oficial de YEZA. Dice, ya casi está listo, no está listo, pero está listo y lo único que están pensando es la manera apropiada y la mejor fecha o temporada para sacar este álbum. I've been just creeping out on Rory since the first moment that I think he make a video post or something with him in the studio
Yeah.
some months ago, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be good. Big respect to Rory Stonelove, the man, the sound man, the producer. You have already a tune. Is it because I'm black with him, which is a great production on your repertory? what
Yeah.
what kind of styles we can expect not only in that album from the next year, but these 3 coming tunes for this year? What kind of styles we could expect if you can give us a
Mhm.
specific taste of these tunes?
Okay. So the songs I want to come up with. So you might have uh, a dancehall inspired song because that's kind of I would say from a juggling, which several artists will be on it. But really from my standpoint, I'm bringing some more songs that's closer to roots, closer to the root sound, because the album is the root sound with a little bit of inspiration. As we know, Rory, he's going to put a little bit of the inspiration from other stuff, but he still keeps it roots. And I want to have that sound going into the album, and so that's the plan. So I'm looking to keep it roots, but jazz it up a little bit because I have to insert that different vibe because it's just me, and yeah. So I'm looking forward to that kind of sound. It's not as much fusion as Glory or Kingdom. It's more towards roots, but it still has that little influence of the new generation sound. Yeah.
Le pregunto qué tipo de sonidos podemos esperar escuchar, no nada más en su álbum con RoryStonelove, también en los siguientes tunes. Uno de ellos dice va a estar con muchos más artistas, significa que va a ser un rhythm con diferentes versiones, que vamos a escuchar a lo mejor un poquito de su lado dancehall, pero para el álbum quiere incluir la raíz, ama el roots y no va a estar tan fusionado como sus últimos sencillos, como Kingdom, como Glory, como God African, va a estar un poquito de roots, pero dice, ya conoces a Rory, si conoces el repertorio musical del señor, pues sabrás que le gusta incluir de todo, no es un señor estancado en la producción, se mantiene fresco, se mantiene evolucionando su sonido y no va a ser la excepción este álbum de YEZA, el que se le ha invertido bastante tiempo y seguramente bastante trabajo. Hay varios músicos muy reconocidos de Jamaica incluidos. I have been catching up and I know there's several renowned musicians participating in your album. There's an awful labor to come to the final product of this album. Is there a name already for your album coming with RoryStonelove?
Oh no, there's no name, there's no name. But yeah, some big musicians, on it. And I mean, these legends have been playing for, literally all of the big guys in the industry. You know what I mean? So Dean Fraser on the sax, Gizmo on the guitar, and these guys are playing on the album. So I'm like,
Mind blowing. Me too, I can't wait for that. Gizmo en la guitarra, Don Dean Fraser en el saxofón, súper reconocido. ¿Con quien no ha tocado Dean Fraser? Lo acabamos de ver haciendo un súper tributazo con Slide and Friends en el Rotterdam Festival. Anda sin parar desde 1900 hace tiempo y como lo dice YEZA, han tocado estos músicos con todas las leyendas y muchas de las leyendas provenientes de Jamaica y del mundo entero. As I was saying, Rory is not a stock man in the music industry. He has been developing and changing his sound and changing and helping many artists. I can't wait to hear the final product of this. No rush, of course, but we're gonna be
yeah.
waiting for the exclusive tunes on the Mundo Reggae, our favorite taste of the music.
Mundo Reggae will be getting the exclusive because you now are on my list, for me to send this out to you. So definitely you'll be getting it. And yeah, I love the vibe. So I'll definitely count you in. Trust me, the sound on the album, I think you all will like it because it's roots music. But I don't think you've heard it before. You've probably never heard it before. It's gonna be new, but still roots music, and I think it's exciting.
Lo promete, dice, ya estamos en su lista para mandarnos la exclusive de esto que va a ser su primer álbum oficial con la producción de RoryStonelove y la crema innata de músicos en la producción, 3 tunes más. Seguimos disfrutando de su repertorio que es largo y extenso para una joven artista como lo es ella. Your repertory is long and extensive for a young artist like you. We're gonna keep enjoying your repertory. In the meantime, those
Thank you.
3 new tunes come. We'll be waiting
Yes.
for the news of YEZA and we'll keep the track with you and the new generation of women around the world in keeping the fire burning just like Sisla Kalonji and many other
Yes.
artists that have influenced you are doing. YEZA, is there something else that you want to add that you want to tell to the people in Mexico, Latin America, and the world watching you right now?
Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you all for even listening, tuning in, and just giving us that presence. I really, really appreciate the support everywhere from everyone, every single person. So I just want to say that first and foremost. Big up my team. We're here working hard still. And it's hard work, but it's also fun because it's what I love. So I just want to big up everybody. I want to big up you and the Mundo Reggae Show for having me today. It was a joy. And just last but not least, follow me on my socials and make sure you stream the new track, God African, which is out on Spotify, iTunes, Audio Mac, everywhere, YouTube. So, and you can follow me at YEZA That's YEZA, music everywhere. So yeah, basically.
Le da muchas gracias a su equipo, dice, es trabajo arduo, pero es divertido porque lo aman, aman hacer lo que hacen. Le da las gracias al mundo reggae y a todas aquellas personas disfrutando de su música, apoyando su carrera. Te invita a que no te olvides de seguirla en sus redes sociales, YEZA Music, ahí la encuentras en YEZA Music. Siguen disfrutando de God African, su más reciente tune que estamos promocionando el día de hoy y lo que resta del tiempo antes de sus siguientes nuevos sencillos y su álbum que se viene el año que viene. Jessa, say hi to the people of the world, giving you, if you can, give them a taste of God African so they can go stream right away.
Sure,
Enjoy.
sure. Yeah, so bless up everybody. Bless up to all of the listeners right now. Big love. And it's a long time we are caught on them savior. Spiritual war that's a danger. Black like Tara, no caveman. Ancestors now par with no stranger. When no full up of the powers and no ranger. I ride a stallion like I'm your nigga. Said the Congo worth 24 trillion. Welcome to the rich generation. I'm gonna say, oh no, 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 no. When I roll, so no, no, no. Can't roll me to jam down. How to say about Africa, yeah. Oh no, 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 no. Cause when I laugh, I run them jokes. Kingston to Westmoreland. How to say about Africa, yeah. Yes.
Pop,
So
pop,
make sure you
pop.
stream it everywhere. Big up, Miss
Go
Lily.
stream right now and find out more
Yes.
of her repertory. Keep enjoying. Larga vida, long life to Jessa Music, long life to your team. Big up one more time. Looking forward to
Thank
more of
you.
your music, Jessa. You're always welcome to the Mundo Reggae.
Awesome. And I just want to say big up to you for, appreciating the culture and holding firm and just promoting the culture and being a representative for the culture. I love that. I respect that. Especially, I don't see a lot of females, doing that. So I really appreciate that.
Truly